This is it. The 10 best board games in the world, according to me. I suppose there's going to be like this huge Oscar night theme music underneath this, swelling up. And then we have, and here is Matthew Jude. Ta-da! There.
Hello!
Dave Luzapalooza, top 100 games of all time. Dave Luzapalooza, some are great, some just fine. Dave Luzapalooza, here telling you just how it is. It's Matthew Jude.
If this is the only episode you've watched of Dave's Top 100, how very dare. Go back to the start. You need to go on the journey. Don't just find out the top 10.
Yeah, this is it. Are you have a list of games that you think are coming up?
Yeah, I've got so. I'm going to let you know if I'm like, oh yeah, this is what I thought, or if it's a big surprise. But I'm excited. Let's get into it. These are the top 10 games of all time, according to Dave. Dave is a professional board game man. The only games you need to play. All other games are bad.
Boom.
Yeah, I thought this would be here.
With a banger. Blood on the Clocktower. This is the biggest social deduction game that exists up until now.
Yeah,
this is
probably
a big group of people playing together. One person is the game master, or is like the storyteller, and he tells you about this big crime that has been committed on him. So this is a game just like werewolves. But the first person who dies is actually not part of the game. That's the storyteller. So you don't have to be that person who is out after nothing happened just because. No, the storyteller, he's still part of the game. Now, another big thing is you're never out of this game.
No, you're not.
A game
which
of
is
Blood on
good
the
because
Clocktower, social deduction. You've got a bunch of bad people killing everyone. Yes, that's the theme. There's blood on the Clocktower. What did you think? And we're trying to figure out, the good guys are trying to figure out what's happening. The bad guys are trying to continue without being detected. And there are so many different roles. In a game of werewolves, you might just be a civilian, which is kind of boring because you want it to be something cool. But in this game, everyone is important. And only if the group is able to work through and deduce and talk to and trust the right people, then you're able to solve the game and find the killers. This game is exciting on so many different levels.
I've played this a couple times, and every time I played it has been with you. Now I think about it, which is interesting.
We played it the very first time at the UK Games Expo in some upstairs room, I think. That was exciting already.
And you took us through this as well at your birthday.
I did.
I think is the other time I played this. Look, this is a big deduction game. It takes a couple hours to play. I think if people are like experts in the game, they can also suck all the fun out of the game by believing that there is I know how to solve this because if the soothsayer speaks to the prior, then that means that we need to make sure that, and it's like, okay, fine, I'm sure we can we can do some maths equations later, but let's just have fun playing a social deduction game.
Yeah.
I do think that people who make Blood on the Clocktower, their whole personality to be insufferable. That's not what I want. But you can jump into this game and just play it. It's fun. Yeah. You do need someone who is the tome master, the person who's running the game, to know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But this is infinitely replayable. There's loads of different types of bad guy. There's loads of different roles. There's like different sets of characters.
And you can even... So the game is another expensive game. It's like this big grimoire, but it's stuffed to the brim with different tokens that people join. I'm this character, I'm this character. But there are different sets the game comes with three completely different sets of characters. So you're never always playing the game where someone is, well, the soothsayer or
Well,
the
they
priorite.
could have released this as 3 games.
They could.
Blood on the
They could
Clocktower
have.
1, 2, and 3, and they could all have been €70 for each one.
Yeah.
But they just put them all in one box, and they still all cost about €70 each. It's a big, expensive game, but I get frustrated with people who take the game a bit too seriously for my play style enjoyment. But when it comes down to it, Blood on the Clocktower is so much fun. If you like interacting with other people and talking and having a role and, putting on a bit of an act and lying to people and deceiving people and solving a mystery, solving a puzzle. There's so much game here. It's not something I'll probably ever own, but I'll always take you up on the chance to play it. It's fantastic. I totally agree with you on this one. It's fantastic.
The game has ways to mitigate the problems you might have of someone is going to be half an hour later. We have to wait. No, we can't wait. We're going to start the game. We'll just have them be a traveler. The game has a traveler system where someone can leave early or come in later and still be part of the game and even be an important part of the game if they want to. So that all these little things and all these different roles make the game so much fun. Yes, there is a little bit of a learning curve. Even if you know the rules, you still need to know how everyone is playing the game, because there's this shorthand, this way of talking. More experienced people, like you said, they can be insufferable, but they like to be quick. It's like, come on, give me your top 3. What do you mean top 3? Or so there's and that kind of takes away the joy of if you make everyone else feel like, oh, you don't know how to play this game. So the game master, the storyteller, they need to be aware of everyone's level and try to make everyone feel at home, which I think we should do for all board games that we play.
I can totally see someone having a bad experience with this game, absolutely, but yeah, I just think it's wonderful. It's a great game. So
yes, and what also is, I've played this with my clown colleagues, a bunch of clowns, doing this late at night, and they had dreams about this game. They was like, oh no, we should. They were the next morning. They were still hyped for this.
Yeah,
game.
You can wake up the next morning after playing this and go, Ilka lied to me. I've just realised Ilka lied to me. That you can just. It's fun.
Such a good game. Next up, number 9, best game of all time, Lost Ruins of Arnak. Now, this is a Euro-style game, which means it's not rolling dice and see if we beat the monster or not. No, this is you and me and anyone else at the table trying to make the best choices to get the most victory points and win the game. This game has 2 decks of big deck energy cards that will come out that you're able to buy to make your actions better. We're all archaeologists and we're trying to learn more about the lost ruins of Arnak. The game is set on this huge island that has different spaces, and what I really enjoy is that the designers of this game, they actually created a complete island. It's not just art that you see on the board or on the cards. They know exactly where on the island that picture is taken. They have created this whole world around it.
They're really nice. I've met the designers to this game, actually. They're really lovely.
There's a lot going on. This is not going to be your first Euro game.
So
when
this
I
is a game.
have something to say about it.
There's guardians on the island as well. These monsters to try to fight essentially, and they open up new spaces on the board and ways to do things. This is a game where you start off doing very little, really, but turns get bigger and bigger as you start to. I'm going to go up this track, which is going to get me something. Then I'm going to get another compass. Now I've got this better card, which allows me to take this extra bit of an action. And you start comboing things together and moving up tracks, and there's different ways to win. You can just go Guardians, that type of thing, but you want to go up the tracks to get better upgraded character people. Like you get better powers and stuff as you go up, assistance as it were, and you can go all the way to the top and then keep on bumping the top of the track to get more points and stuff. The thing I've had with this game is I like Lost Ruins of Arnak. I can't say that I love it, but I do like this game. I've just had bad games at this where I just didn't feel like I got the ball rolling in this game. And it's over because it's not... I mean, I don't think it's a long game. It's kind of... You can... It's not like it's...
It feels like, there's going to be... In the beginning, you think it's going to be a quick game because... I only get 2 workers, so I'm going to put one there, I'm going to put one there, and that's it.
I got 2 compasses and an arrowhead. That's my round over.
What am I going to do? But the game amps up and gets these huge last round turns where everyone is doing this and then gets a bonus there and then does that. And if that doesn't happen for you, that's not cool.
Yeah, but it's also, when I've had bad games with this, unlike Heat from the last episode, I'm willing to go, I just did bad this time. I just didn't do well. I didn't make a good combination. I didn't take the right opportunities. I have had really enjoyable games of this, and I've had some not so enjoyable games of this, but it's a great game. And if you really do like this game, there's expansions and different ways to play it, bunches of stuff.
Yes, there's expansions. There's more stuff for the game, new boards, new ways to... I have the big box. I have everything for the game.
Of course you do.
Where I know that this is everything for the game. Because they said, this is the last. We're not doing any more.
Yeah, we're done.
And I think, oh yes, please, let it be done. The game was great from the get-go, and then, of course, we'll add more stuff. And there's a promo card here, and there's your... But to know... that this is the final version. Okay. Not having a final version also creeps in like this, I need everything for this game, but is it still fun if we add everything? So now I can just create a perfect game of Lost Ruins of Arnak. We're going to use this map for this group, and we're just going to use these things. And that's another aspect of how I enjoy my games.
Yeah,
there's
that's
another
true.
game coming up where I was like, but then there's more stuff coming out, and so I love it that the designer said, "This is it. Now have fun." Lost Ruins of Arnak.
It's a great game. I'll admit
great
it's
game.
a great game for sure.
Yeah. Next up, number 8. We had so many games already. Castles of Burgundy. I know this is the best spot for this game. Castles of Burgundy is a game designed by Stefan Feld.
The best spot for this game.
Oh, you think it should be higher? Of course you think.
I couldn't possibly tell you where the Castles of Burgundy is on my list, but it certainly is in the top 10.
This game is you're trying to create an area surrounding your castle that has all these different tiles. It's pre-planned. You know there's going to be a mine on that spot, but it needs to go through 2 steps. You're rolling dice, and the dice allows you to grab a mine from the big board, then put it close to your tableau, but not really on your board. And then you need to use a dice that allows you to put it exactly where it needs to be. So there's this 2 steps.
So you need to roll a 5 to get the mine from the 5 spot on the board, or use workers and mitigate things. Every rule in this game is there to be broken a little bit. And then the mine on your board is a 2. So now I need to roll a 2 to put the mine on the 2. The cool thing about the Castles of Burgundy is that you roll a couple dice and you think, oh, okay, I'm so limited. And you are limited by what you roll, but there's ways to mitigate everything. But whenever you take tiles and whenever you put them onto your board, every tile you put onto your board does something fun. All the buildings let you grab extra buildings, get more workers, get more money, all those type of things. All the animals score you multiplying points. All the, I think they're science tiles or religion tiles, whatever, the yellow tiles. Everyone calls it tech tiles. They let you break the rules of the game. Now I can roll a 5 and I can take from the 4, the 5, and the 6. Or now I can place my green tiles with more ease and all those types of things. And some of them give you extra scoring points. It's like, now I'm actually going to get 1 point for my trade tiles that I don't trade away and all this type of stuff. And it's a puzzle to solve with every round that you play in the game. Which is... I have strong feelings about this, Dave. It's a great game.
Yeah, it's a great game. And this is a game that I would teach to someone who's not that heavy into board games. I think the base idea of how to play this game is easy enough to... and there's some luck because you're rolling dice. And if you're always rolling the perfect dice, you're probably going to win. Chances are it's probably not going to happen. But
you roll so many dice in the course. If you roll 25 times during the game, essentially. So it kind of balances itself out. It's unlikely that someone's going to roll 25 great dice and you're going to roll 25 bad, And the other thing is we won't go into it in too much detail, but me and Dave and our friend Hilmar played the big fancy version of this game.
The huge box, big expansion, where every building has a special building that you then need to replace and then place, and it looks beautiful.
There's a reason that isn't the version Dave has put on his list. The imagery that is of a different version of the game, because I will always choose to play the version that you can see on screen over the big fancy version. I don't think they did a particularly good job with that. It does look lovely, but it's harder to play. And we had to watch a video. We had to watch a video for how to get the stuff back in the box. Anyway, it's fine. Great game.
That's also true. Castles of Burgundy, highly recommend. Which, of course, I do for all these games.
Absolutely.
Next up, number 7. Ooh, Toy Battle. Now, this is a game you need to play in real life. I know, Matthew, you've played this game only online. But this is a 2-player game where every player has 24...
Number 7?
Yes, it's that good. I play this with Yoshi every time we meet up, and we have such a great time. It is like chess, but it plays faster. It's more fun. There's a theme going on.
It's like chess?
Tell me, what's wrong about this? Oh, you are so wrong.
This is essentially a beginner. It's a Toy Battle is essentially a beginner's war game where you've got to take control of the board. You want to surround these certain different areas which you've got points on, or you want to take over your opponent's HQ. Those are your 2 winning conditions, essentially. The way it's going to happen is that you're going to have a tableau of... You're going to have like a rack of tiles, characters, toys, because it's Toy Battle, and you're going to place them out onto these different spots onto the board. But you can only place out tiles. There's some ways to break all the rules, but you can only really place out tiles if they are connected to your headquarters. So you're kind of coming out on this map. There's lots of different spaces, and you want to kind of encroach across the board. And you're going to place there because it goes back to your headquarters, and now you can place in here and here because it all connects back to your headquarters. And that's a good way to cut someone off, because if you place a higher value tile on someone's lower value tile, you win that area, essentially, and you are now taking control of that area. I get why people like this game, but to me, it's a beginner's war game, like an introductory scenario to a bigger war game. And I just don't see anything particularly special about this game at all. But I do keep on getting told it's incredible and it's amazing and everyone thinks it's wonderful. So maybe you're right. You have to play it in person. What am I missing?
There's definitely a big thing in touching the tiles and having the rack in front of you and seeing the board and being in the same room as your opponent, and as to playing this on Board Game Arena. That's really a huge difference. But
I can understand that.
Maybe I don't like war games, and so this being just the idea of a war game is enough for me. I know you've played these huge Undaunted games, right? And
yeah, well, the game that I like a lot is called General Orders Sengoku Jedi, which is one of these little Osprey games. They did General Orders and General Orders 2, essentially. That fills the role of miniature war game for me, but they're both much more they're not particularly complicated games, but they're both certainly on a different level of complexity to Toy Battle. So maybe I'd be interested in because it's only a tiny box, General Orders. I'd be really interested in bringing that with me next time I see you and playing it with you and seeing if you enjoy it, because it's really, really fun. I think you might like it. I think this is great. This is an introduction to a lot of people into a very different style of board game.
Yeah.
Well, while just being, I'm just placing tiles out on the board and trying to make rows and connections and win and do fun stuff.
There's a lot of thinking going on in this game.
You do
for sure.
You
really need to make choices. It's not just, I do whatever. No. And again, I won because I made better choices.
Yeah, and you do need to make better choices.
Not because my dice roll was... Because that's what I think is these battle games. They are these war games. Like, and then you roll 10 dice, and then in the end. Yeah,
I find that frustrating. That's General Orders doesn't do that either. I think you might enjoy that one. I'm glad you enjoyed this. This is a massive hit, I think, and there's loads of different maps as well for this one. There's loads, and there'll be expansions out the wazoo.
Yeah.
Number 7 though, Dave. That's very. I totally appreciate where it is on your list, and I respect that. I am surprised this is so high on anyone's list.
I can totally see that. Next up, Azul. Oh, an all-time
you're like,
classic.
Move on, Matthew. Stop talking about
No, I'm just thinking. Azul is a tile-laying game where you're basically creating your bathroom. You're putting tiles in your bathroom, and you need them to be in a specific shape or a specific sequence. The blue tiles need to be there, and it has a Sudoku feel to it because every row and column can only have each color once or each pattern once. But as you are collecting tiles, putting them on the stairs, there's this little stair system that you need to fill, and at the end of the round, when all the tiles are gone, you are only allowed to place one tile when the complete stairs part of that is filled. It sounds complicated. It's not that complicated.
It's very quick, simple, and easy to understand, and you're scoring. The fun part about this game is you're scoring multiplying points, because the fun part. So what you're doing here is you're drafting the tiles to start off with. In a, say, 2-player game, there's going to be 5 different spots to draft tiles from. There's going to be 4 tiles on each spot, and the tiles are like these clickety-clackety-baker-like tiles, which are very satisfying in their own right. Which I do think is one of the reasons the game caught on, because the pieces are so nice. You can only take one type of tile from one of the different depots, one of the bowls, whatever you want to call them. And all the other tiles of that type, all the other tiles on that depot are going to go into the middle, and they're going to start piling up in the middle. And that might be good, but it might be bad, because you've only got 5 places to put tiles. You can only put one type of tile in each slot. You can have blacks on the first, second, and third row, but you can't have more than one colour in a row. You want to fill the row out. You only get to move tiles out of that row if you manage to get like all 5 of them or all 3 of them, depending on the row. Then you're moving them onto your board to score them, which is a bit like Castles of Burgundy, actually, in a tiny, tiny way. You have to get the tiles, then move them onto your scoring. And then you get 1 point for a tile. 1 point! But if it's next to another tile you've already put down, now it's worth 2 points. And if it's next to 3 tiles this way and 5 tiles this way, you're like, I get 8 points for this one tile I put down. And it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And there's bonus points to get when you cover. I've got all the blue, the light blues. I'm going to get a bonus 10 points. Or I've got a full column. I'm going to get a bonus 7 points. It's simple, quick, but deeply satisfying, massively cutthroat, nasty game where, because all the tiles are getting grouped in the middle, it's like, there's 7 blue tiles now in the middle, and I'm going to take this one white tile, and that's fine for me. And Dave's stuck with all these other tiles, and they're going to give him some negative points for that. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful game. Is this the version of Azul that you like, or is this a catch-all for Stained Glass Sintra and all the others?
The base version, no special things going on. This is the version I like best. Yes,
I like Summer Pavilion as well.
And
Summer Pavilion's really good. I like that one quite a lot as well.
I enjoy it, but this one is definitely.
But this is the one you
Azul.
like.
Yeah, it's a good game. Anyone?
Yeah, it's a masterpiece.
I will teach you this game. We're gonna have fun.
Yeah, it's a masterpiece.
Next up, number 5. Great Western Trail. Wait, what? This is not on number 1?
Interesting that this is number 5, Dave. This was your number 1 of all time. Can I ask again, is this a catch-all for all Great Western Trails, or...?
This is just for this one, with the expansion. So, Great Western Trail is a great game. You're bringing cows to Kansas, and on your way to Kansas, you're trying to get a hand of 4 different cows, because Kansas doesn't really want you to bring the same type of cows. So they said, okay, you're mitigating the cards, the cows that you have in your hand as cards, and on your way there, you're trying to, you know what, I'll get rid of this red one, and hopefully I'll get a blue one. You're able to buy new cows that will come up, and when you shuffle your deck, you say, oh, now I've got this huge, big brown cow. So going to Kansas and doing these things. In Kansas, you have the opportunity to sell the cows, and you can sell them in Kansas, which is easy, but it would be way more beneficial if you would be able to put them on a train and bring them somewhere else, because there's way more points to be had if you can sell them at other parts of the world. The expansion adds this whole new extra Rails of the North track to the game, which I really like. I have pimped out my version. I have the coins that are like the metal coins. I have stickers on all my cowboy meeples. They've got the big hats on. I really enjoy playing just this version. They came out with 2 different versions. There's the Argentina version. 3. There's the New Zealand version. And
New Zealand and Argentina, right?
Oh, just those 2. Yeah.
Because we already saw El Paso before earlier on your list.
Yes, so that one is definitely not included in this one. I had them. I owned them all. I tried them out. But then I decided that the people I play these bigger games with, they don't want to learn new rules every time. So I decided, when you play this game with me, we will play the base game with the expansion, and then we'll make that one look nice, and we have all the upgrades and all the cool stuff for it, and then it's just going to be that. So you will not need to learn, but now we've got these gauchos, and now we've got these. No.
Yeah.
It's fun. It was fun for me to try it out, to put them not on the train track, but on a boat. But now I'm very happy to say we're just playing the base game, or the normal version.
I don't love Great Western Trail, as you know. It's not a game I enjoy to play. That's how much I don't love it, is that I don't want to play it, actually, ever. And you're building out the board, because it's basically a big rondel you're creating, right? It's a big loop you're making, and you're moving up the board. It's a track
that you're going towards Kansas.
You're going round,
and you jump back to the beginning. Yeah.
And then you jump back to the beginning, and you can build buildings, and some buildings are just for you, which give you bonus powers and points and ways to get better cows and ways to get more engineers and station masters, which are going to help you move you up the track. So all these there's a lot going on. I recognize why this is such a good game and why people enjoy it so much. And it's another one where I think if I really played this 5 times in a row, it's like learning to like olives. If I just kept on playing this, I think I would enjoy it more and more and more. But I never give it that chance, because I'm like, why should I? There's so many other great games to play. I just play Ticket to Ride. I just like that just because it's great,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I recognize this is a good one. It's the one I always think, I should maybe give this more time and more of a chance, and just try to love it. But you love it. You've always loved this one. And but number
True.
5, that means there's 4 better games. I
4 better
knew
games.
this was going to. I don't know what's going to be. I don't know what's coming. I don't know what's coming now.
Everything is open. How about Lord of the Rings trick-taking game, The Two Towers, which is the latest version of this?
The Two Towers specifically, and not the original
Yes,
one.
The Two Towers specifically. This is the Lord of the Rings. We all know Lord of the Rings. The trick-taking game. We know trick-taking games because we love playing trick-taking games. But this is a co-op game. This is where we are, just like in The Crew, you are working together to make the goals work for you. Now, in The Crew, you are going as a specific group, you're going through a story, and the story is going to give you the difficulties that you need to overcome. But in The Lord of the Rings, everyone is a character, and because the story evolves, the characters evolves, you will meet different characters. It's following the book very closely. That means every time you have different characters that have different needs to be fulfilled. And I think it's done so brilliantly. I've played the first game, and I really enjoyed playing that. But how they changed the simple structure of the rules to have just another whole box of new ways to play this trick-taking game, it blew my mind. And I'm
there's
still
going to be another
playing
one
through this. It's going to be another one. So of course, this is a whole one pack. Of course, why would you start with number 2? The Two Towers is the second book. So you try the Fellowship of the Ring, the trick-taking game. Start there. But I was just blown away how they were able to take the concept of the game and breathe new life into this one.
I would start with the first one, because I think if you don't like the first one, you won't like the second one.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So
I totally
you
understand.
might as well start with the first one and experience the whole journey of the first Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring one, and then this one. And the way, from what I understand, is that there's some big twists and turns that happen in this one specifically. I haven't played this. I have owned the first one. In fact, I owned 2 copies at one point for some very strange reason.
I own 2 copies.
And I got rid of it because it's just never getting the chance to play it. I thought I don't get the chance to play with. I want to play this with 3 or 4 people, and I'm never going to get the chance to play it. So I just got rid of it in the end, which is sad because I know I would enjoy the journey of these games. And this is I think a must-buy game if you liked The Crew. If you liked The Crew, this is pretty much a must-buy game. If you get if you got the opportunity, don't just buy it for it to sit on a shelf. If you can play it as well, obviously.
Of course.
But and I don't think you have to love the Lord, because I'm not a Lord of the Rings fan. I don't hate the Lord of the Rings, but I don't care about the Lord of the Rings at all.
Yeah.
And I don't think you have to love the Lord of the Rings for this game to be good. Because I have played the first one,
true.
a bit of the first one. But obviously you go, oh, this makes sense because this person wants this person does this, and they have really put a lot of work into tying in the story to what's happening, which is really fun for people who care about that type of thing. I'm like, yeah, but what's the mechanism? That's all I care about, really. But wow, 4. But the thing is,
it is that good.
I understand. I totally get the feeling of why this is so high, because The Crew was like my top 3 or 2 of all time for a long time.
Yeah.
I loved it that much. It's dropped down and down and down and down and down and down and down now, whereas now I think it's like an honourable mention probably, but because I'm never going to play it again because I'm done with The Crew.
Yeah.
But so I get it. I get the feeling it's just fun to play. That's why it's here.
Yeah.
It's just fun. Yeah.
And then
I totally understand.
Seeing new characters being introduced in the game, it's like, ooh, I'm excited. What's the special rule going to be this time? What does this person want? And I think that's very well done. So, I'm doing this to the creators of this game. Do you know the name of the designer?
I don't,
I
but I
don't.
know that Taylor did some from Taylor's Trick Taking Table did some of the development of the
Yes.
game, and he's a
Yeah.
lovely guy.
He showed me the first version and made me fall in love with the
Mm-hmm.
series at the beginning. Next up, Recall.
I had a sneaking suspicion this would be in this now. Yes, I knew it was coming. But number 3 of all time, it's great.
Yeah, this is a game where the world went to pieces, and we're all crawling out of a hole in the ground, and we're rediscovering old civilizations as well as trying to evolve our own. This is a big game that has a somewhat of a setup, but it's all these different
Someone
tiles.
was set up.
If you know what you're doing, it's going to be fast.
Yeah,
but
it's not
the
too
first
bad.
couple of times, like, wait, what's going on? Another game that looks very overwhelming, but if you have the right teacher, you should be able to pick up pretty fast on what is going on. And
Well,
what your
I
goals-
can tell you that's true for a fact because Dave taught me this game from scratch. I didn't know anything about it, and you taught it me in about half an hour, I would say, probably.
Yeah. But was it good? Did I do a good job?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
I came second, I think, or I came up close third, maybe. It was the scores were really not bad. I wasn't like
Yeah.
I was. Yeah, I did a good job. I think you did a good teach. So it's yeah. Carry on,
Yeah.
carry on.
The idea is that you choose an action. There's different action slots, and you want to choose the action slot that makes the most sense for you at that time. You do that by putting one of your key cards onto that slot, and then you take the action. In the beginning, it's just that basic, but as you are playing the game, you get upgrades. You can upgrade the different actions, like, ooh, I get to do this, but then also get to do that. But you can also upgrade your keys, so you get to do the upgraded key action and then take the upgraded action there. So in the beginning, the game is, I forgot how many rounds, but it's around 14 rounds. And you just activate one key. And if you are out of keys, or if all your key holes or all your slots are full, then you have to take a recall action, which is then your whole turn. So you feel like, this is going to be a fast game. But in all of these other games, like Lost Ruins of Arnak, going into the end of the game, you will find that doing one thing triggers another thing, and that gives you that, and then you can take that as a bonus, and you still had this little chest of. So there's so many things that are going on. What I really enjoy about this game is the bonuses. You get bonuses for everything. Even if you recall, you just, I'll take the keys out of the slot. Yes, but now you get the bonuses. Ooh, I get to, for every key I take out, I get a special
The
bonus.
recall action is a lot of fun. The recall
Yeah,
action is a fun action to do, but you don't want to be doing it in the last round. But you want to make sure you've done it in the, really close to the end, so that you've got all your options open. You're essentially putting stuff out onto the board and populating the board with buildings and trying to reach places to score bonus points, and you're going up these different tracks, and you want to, if you reach spaces, they're going to help you go up the different tracks, and at the top of these tracks there's lots of points, but also maybe you can gain a bonus which is going to multiply your points. And one of the cool things in this game is that there's end game scoring stuff on the left hand side of the board, isn't there? And you get to pick what you're going to go for. I'm going to go for this one because it gives me an immediate bonus, and everyone gets to pick at the same time. It's like, okay, we'll get to make the decision what we're going to have as the thing that we're scoring. But you might go, okay, I want to score this at the end of the game, but I need the bonus that I'm going to get from this. That's a really fun thing. A lot going on in this game, for sure, but it wasn't that bad to learn. And I'm not like the best learner of games. And I felt I kept up with this. By the end of it, I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get my key, and I'm going to do this. And yeah, it's a lot. I think
that's important for learning a new game. Are you able to, the first time that you're playing it, do you make your own decisions? Do you have?
Yeah.
Are you able to do that? And this game does a good job of that. You know how it works. You just need to figure out what makes sense.
Yeah.
And you can do that on your own. You don't need
I
help.
think the one thing that if you don't know what's going on in this game going in, you might not fully understand how everything's going to pan out in the scoring at the end. But that's just the way it goes when you're learning a game and you haven't done any research before you've gone in. But yeah, it's good. It's a lot of fun. And I liked Revive a lot. I don't think they're as similar as everyone says they are. Everyone says this just replaces Revive. I never felt like they were as similar as people. This just
Revive
replaces.
It uses some different mechanics, things you're gathering these little, what is it, stones? And tiles that are filling this track, and the tracker is going to give you the bonuses. And here everything happens in a different way. So this one is easier to grasp. I'm going to get rid of the predecessor of Recall.
Interesting.
Because I will always play this version.
Yeah,
even if
that makes sense.
They're different. I think it does it better. So
It's class. I hate the box art. I'll say that, but it's a great game.
it's interesting. The eye. Yeah.
I don't know why it's an eye on the front of the box. That's never
No one
explained,
knows.
but that's fine.
Big surprise for my number 2. I know what it is. Sanctuary. Sanctuary
Wow.
is the Ark Nova smaller version. And this is not Ark Nova. This is a standalone game
Good.
that is set in the world of Ark Nova. And it kind of reminds you of specific things that you're able to do. There's animals. You're creating a zoo. There are, instead of 5 of these action cards that you use in Ark Nova, you've got 4 action tiles, and you choose one. What also remains is the spot that the action tile is on is going to be stronger if it's more to the right. So you can take an action with a stronger level, so you can maybe play cards that are or animals in your zoo that are that need that higher strength. The small animals you can just play with cards from the beginning. But if you want to play these big ones, you need that. There's a lot of things that you do need to mitigate. There are goal cards. There are. This is a lot of fun. It reduces the idea of playing Ark Nova in time as well. You can play this in a 4-player game. You can play this in an hour, which Ark Nova 4-player game, I would not even start that. It's just too long.
No.
So I really enjoy Sanctuary.
I haven't played Sanctuary. I was very interested in playing it. So I would. It's one that I would. It's your second favorite game of all time. I definitely want to play it now. If I wasn't already interested in playing it beforehand. The biggest critique I've heard about this game comes from Ark Nova fans who also, and I saw quite a couple of reviews who were like, "Well, it doesn't do this, and it doesn't do this, and it does." It's like, it's the biggest critique of this game was that it wasn't Ark Nova, and I was like. And I was like, I can't give this a really high score because it doesn't do this from Ark Nova, it doesn't do this from Ark Nova, and it doesn't do this. And I'm like, that's why I'm interested in this game. Yeah. Because it doesn't do all those things with Ark Nova that I don't want to do. Because I played Ark Nova and thought it was fine. I thought it was, for me, Ark Nova was, the effort wasn't worth the reward of playing it. I thought, this is too much work to play for the amount of fun I would get out of this.
To create a zoo and then create a cage for future animals to live in, and then have enough money to be allowed to play a specific card that will allow you to fill the cage and then get the bonuses.
I didn't find Ark Nova that too complicated. I just thought everything just felt like it was so much work to do.
Yes.
Right? It's just like, and it just felt like a slog. And that's why and it's like, it doesn't have this, doesn't have this, doesn't have this in Sanctuary. Cool. That sounds fun, because
there's no money in Sanctuary. You don't need to create cages to do that. all the other things you might want to say, oh, that you can do that. You can play special project cards that give you bonuses. So it has a lot of the same mechanisms, but it is definitely a game on its own. And because it's not Ark Nova, it is my number 2 to still get that feeling, but not be at the table for way
This is a big
long.
surprise. This is a big surprise.
Yes.
Is your number 1 Ark Nova?
I think everyone knows what my number 1 game is because it has not been here yet. Cascadia. I think this is the best game in the world. This game gives me so much joy. I have played this game for over 500 times. Let that sink in. 500 times playing this game and still enjoy it. It's not a lifestyle game. It's not chess. I mean, I know people play chess, but they only play chess. I play lots of different games as well. But I thought, what game could be my number 1? And it needs to be a game that I actually play, that is on repeat. I mean, we have games that is in my top 100 list that I have not played in years, but it still made it onto this list. But my top 10 games are games I love to play, and I will always play Cascadia. You are allowed to wake me up in the middle of the night to play Cascadia because it's just fun. It's an easy puzzle
I will
game.
try that next time I see you.
You are allowed to do that. And
I'm going to wake you up.
I say this to everyone. Wake me up to play Cascadia. I will do
You
it.
don't. Well, the thing is, you don't want to wake up and find out people were playing Cascadia without you.
Well, I know they're playing Cascadia without me. I'm good with that because I love if people play this. This is if my group of friends are playing Blood on the Clocktower and they did not wake me up, I would be mad.
Yeah,
First,
that's true. I was like, oh, come on.
Yeah, if I'm knackered, sure, I will probably not play Blood on the Clocktower because it might take too long. But if I know, but everyone is playing it, then I will push through and I will play it. But Cascadia it's just so much fun and ease to. It's a puzzle every time, and I still enjoy Cascadia. And
So really quickly, what you're doing in this game is you're drafting a set of tiles, a landscape tile and an animal tile, and you're adding them to your area. You're trying to make different areas of land bigger because you're going to score points for them, and you're trying to put the animal tiles onto the landscape where they fit and where they're allowed to go. And they all score differently. So there's be 5 different animals each game. I think it's 5, isn't it? And you want the birds are going to score for being in this configuration or in a different or in a group or whatever it is. And then the foxes are going to score for being for things around them, and then for something else. So there's different ways that each thing score. You draft the cards at the start to find out how the animals are going to score. There's a lot of me that says that this isn't a revolutionary game. It's not a particularly novel concept, but it just does everything really well. It's not. But I mean, I like Cascadia perfectly well. I think it's a lot of fun, and it's a game I'd always say, oh, absolutely, I'll play Cascadia. Yeah. But there's a charm to this that you just love it, don't you? That's the thing. You just love it. That's. And I totally get it. You just love it.
And it, of course, has to do with Ilka loving this game just as much. But how can I ignore if I have played a game that many times and I still like to play this game instead of any of the others? That creating this list, I had to be very honest and say, yeah, this is the one. This is the one that I am standing at the front and telling everyone, you want to play board games? Start with this one.
That's also a really good point. This is a gateway game. This could be a gateway game as well for a lot of people. It's beautiful. The artwork's really lovely. There's different versions and new ones coming out and stuff. Is that correct? I'm talking about the base game of Cascadia. What we did do is we get the expansion, but left out the expansion. So that means
I can talk a little bit about what the expansion does. It turns the game into work. It gives you specific scoring opportunities that you need to gain. It does it very cleverly, but it turns the game into a thinky game. And I do think when I play this game, but I don't want to overthink it. So we remove the special expansion part that
you wanted just a bit more. You wanted the new variety
we
of
have
the
new
stuff
variety.
that
We've
you
got
are
more
already
tiles.
doing.
Yes,
Yeah.
more tiles that are a little bit different. So we've got the tiles that have 3 different landscapes. So you're puzzling. You've got a little bit more of a puzzle going on. And we skipped the part that make you think this is work.
You wanted more of the same rather than more of new different stuff to add to it and stuff.
Exactly.
Wow.
That.
Number 1 game of all time for Dave is Cascadia. I had a sneaking suspicion this would be the case.
Yeah.
And that's been 100 games and 100 great games according to you. Because there's thousands of games that were not mentioned. So that's
that is so true. And that's how we started. That's how I started, with a list of over 1,500 games that I knew, that I thought maybe it's one of these. And then, using and being honest, what game do I really want to play right now?
That's an interesting part about doing a top list, a top 100, a top 10 or anything. It's like just being honest with yourself. Like and without saying I want people to think this of me, so I'm going to pick this game to be high on my list. I want all my top 10 to be big heavy Euro, so I want people to think of me as a smart, clever, heavy Euro player, kind of. Or I identify with 18xx games or war games or something. Or it's like, but what game do you love playing the most? What game do you enjoy playing? And just go. And if that happens to be Uno, then just own it and say, I love playing Uno. And that's fine. What's no problem with that? What a journey. Did you agree with Dave's top 100? Did you watch the whole thing? I doubt it. Go back and see. There's some shocking surprises along the journey. What are your top favourite games? What games is Dave wrong about? But what games is Dave right about? And looking at what Dave picked, are there any games that have not been mentioned that you think Dave should try? And go, okay, you liked this, and you like this, but you didn't mention this game? Dave, you have to try this game.
Yeah,
So,
I know that these
exciting.
games exist. And I want to make a point of playing those games, definitely. So let's start
Fascinating
with
stuff.
that war game of you, that Osprey game.
Well, maybe, I think you would like that. And maybe some of the games that Dave will learn to love will be mentioned in my top 50 games of all time. That's right. Me and Dave are getting back together. We're going to be doing Matthew's top 50, just top 50. We don't need 100. It's too many games. So we're going to be going through that. So expect those videos to be coming up. Dave, thank you for having me here. I've taken control right at the end. But
I love it.
Have you enjoyed doing your list? Did you find?
I do.
Did you found out some things about yourself? Yeah.
Yes, I did. I did find out some things about myself. The number of deduction games that are on here is
Hold on a
pretty
second.
amazing.
Was Trajan on your list?
Nope. No Trajan. I'm sorry, Steffenfeld.
Trajan wasn't on your list. I've just thought this.
I really enjoy Trajan. I really do. But I'd rather play Recall
ignore
right
everything Dave just said then. Ignore the whole thing. It doesn't make
This
sense.
is it. We need to cut this short right now. We cannot talk any longer. But who knows? I need to play it again. And then we'll see what happens.
That makes a huge difference. It's like, this is great. And that can happen with so many games.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone, for being here. We'll see you soon with a video. And expect a lot more content coming out on this channel. Dave's back. He's back at it.
Yes.
So, a lot of
I'm
fun.
enjoying it. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Matthew. Mwah! Bye-bye.
Dave
Bye, everyone.
Luzapalooza, top 100 games of all time. Dave Luzapalooza, some are great, some just fine. Dave Luzapalooza, here telling you just how it is. It's Matthew Jude.